world is just, men are scarce. They just like planting. But that's not how it should be.
That is not how it should be. I mean, this is a very great thing that we are trying to, viewers, we are trying to, break down the role of a father, the father and a dad. A father who is present and a father who is an absentee father, as I may talk about. And today's topic is, should fathers be celebrated? Yes. And she is trying to say it's no, and I think it's a yes, but then we are trying to dive deeper, and we have Lydia from Kenya, who is really good and who is really helping us, and you are talking about a father, you are talking about a dad, that the father is the one who plants his seed. Like, let's say the father have sex, some of them doesn't even know that they've got a baby, or they've made a woman pregnant, and they fly away
off to the next woman.
And even some of them are even married, but still they will commit adultery outside their marriage. And that is what we are trying to differentiate. Now, let me ask you, in the Bible, okay, we all know of the Lord's Prayer. And the Bible always says that when we pray, we should say, "Our Father who art in heaven." And we all know that the word father holds weight because of the responsibility that is attached to it. Now, if you are trying to tell us that a father is different from a dad, why do we pray our Father who art in heaven, and what has changed?
Because, that's why he's the Father who acts in heaven, not the Father who acts in the world.
But he lives amongst men.
But he acts in heaven. That's what the Bible says, acts in heaven. When we're associating ourselves with the earthly fathers, we don't say Father who acts in heaven. We say they are on earth. So this one is a special father. He's in a different space, different place, different atmosphere, heaven. And that's why he's father. Now, father figure, because fathers could not identify with that spiritual father that we have. Now, that's why now there's a difference between father and a dad. Because even if you look at the definition between father and dad, it will tell you clearly that dad is somebody who knows his responsibility in the house or in a home, or even with the children, even though the man and the woman are not together, but father is still taking responsibility to look after the children. Okay, but a father is one who can. A father is any man, like I said, who have sperms, who can actually make a woman pregnant. And they take off.
They take off and go.
They take off and go.
Very good. So, beloved, we just want to clarify that our Father in heaven, he does everything all in total. That is why we rely on him. He's reliable. He's responsible. He's present. But when we talk about our Father on earth, it is not just about the title, but it's about the responsibilities. But when it comes to the responsibilities, it's a dad who is present. Now, someone may say that, okay, I wasn't raised up by my father, but I had somebody, an uncle, or maybe a church father who became a father to me. Because when we talk about the differences of fatherhood, we may be able to break it down into those sections. How do we deal with that? Supposing somebody says that my father didn't raise me up, but I have a father figure, and they call him not dad but a father figure,
because it's not biologically, that's not their dad. So that can be a father figure, a figure of the person who was meant to be their father to look after them. So that's just a father figure who was there for them, but their dad wasn't there for them. Who was supposed to look after them, who had the responsibility. So he wasn't there. So, but this other person took a position that is not meant for him. He took a position that wasn't meant for him. So he's the father figure, a figure of the one that was meant to be there, but he was absent.
Good. Very good. So, but I don't know. Is it the English word father or the dad? Because somebody is watching and they'll be very confused. You know, women, when we get married, okay, some don't even use the father and the dad at home. They use names like honey. They use names like sweetheart. They use oh darling, oh medofo, those kind of pet names. Okay, so I mean, when you use those names,
those pet names are associated with love. Women want to feel loved, so she feels like if I call honey, darling, okay, there's a love aspect coming out of it. So that is why when you see that when they're now fighting, you'll not call him darling, you call him with his name. You say, look at you, stupid Sam, Sam. But when they're in love, oh darling, darling. But when she's angry, the darling will vanish. His name will come out. Because the darling and the sweetheart and this is associated with love. And she wants to feel loved. So she wants to use those names.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we associate those things with, so which is okay.
It is okay
to use it.
It is okay to use.
It is okay to use
but
it.
don't forget again, this is just English. Because it's the same thing. If I was saying it in my own language in Swahili, I'll still say it, but I still use my Swahili word, but to praise him, or he'll use his Swahili word to praise me. But it's still a different name from Lydia, and he still praise me because even him, he wants to feel loved. So you say, oh, because even if you say somebody, oh, hi, darling, just to use that word in itself, mentally makes you feel like, yeah, this is my darling and he loves me.
Amazing.
Because when we fight, now he's not darling anymore.
It's not darling anymore.
It's the name.
It's the name we use. Thank you very much. Beloved, we are on Omega Live TV and we are celebrating our fathers and our dad. I mean, what should I say?
Our dad's day.
And we want to wish all our fathers happy Father's Day in advance, because Sunday is Father's Day.
Amen.
Or it's a dad's day, you know. Whichever way the person has been great to you in your life, you need to celebrate the person. Exactly. At this moment, we want you to listen to this music. For all the men who have joined us, for all the fathers out there, we have a special song for them. Sister Lydia, let's just play a song for them. Let us pamper them a little bit. You know, let us cherish them a little bit. They are amazing. Without them, you know, we can't do anything. So let us go and listen to this music, and then we will come back afterwards. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
I'm so grateful for the gift of life. I love you so. Happy Father's Day. Papa, I'm so grateful for the gift of love. I love you so. Happy Father's Day. Papa, there is your day. Enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Papa, there is your day. Enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you for protecting. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. How did you feel? We love you so much, our men. You are playing a good role. That is why we are talking about you today. Not to shame you, but to celebrate you, and also to make all those who are going the other path to come back straight and take their responsibilities. We continue to welcome our special guest today, Lydia Tet-Olet, an insurance advisor, a presenter, and also she is a superwoman, and she is from all the way from Kenya, joining us on Community News. Thank you once again, my sister. You have done amazing work. At this time, let us greet all those who have joined us on our Facebook page and also on YouTube. And we have some few comments that, my God, is so interesting. Olivia says, not all of them should be happy not all of them. It should be Happy Responsible Father's Day. So Olivia is saying that it should be Happy Responsible Father's Day. The word responsible, but not just every father should be celebrated. That is very interesting. Reina said, blessings, woman of God. Blessings to you too. We have Opoku, brother Opoku. Opoku Adu says, you this greedy...
He has an issue.
Oh my God! Please, I mean, sorry, I'm laughing, but this. He says, Opoku Ado on Facebook says, "You these greedy women of the days, and you chose, and you chase your husband away and shamelessly call yourself single mothers." Oh,
I think that is one
what
of the
do we
ones.
say about it? This is a very, very
I think
strong comment from Opoku Ado. Opoku Ado, good evening, wherever you are. Yes, what do you say?
I think somebody like that, I would just say he's a very bitter human being.
Really?
Yes, I would say he's a very, because a person like that is someone who is trying to bring women down. He's trying to bring another race down. He's trying to bring single women down.
But he says that you chase your husbands away, but through some women chase their husband away.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. Is not the topic. We're not talking about some women chasing their husbands away, and even the women who chase their husbands away. Why did they chase the husband away? You actually also need to find out why did they chase this man away. What if the man constantly was beating her? What she was in domestic violence, and then one day she said, "No, I've had enough."
Okay.
Every day she'll come out with makeup and smile and laugh, but what she's going through behind closed doors. We saw what happened to Osinachi. Osinachi was a woman of God. She would come and sing and sing. She was singing through her pain. She wasn't even singing to the heavens. She was singing through her pain. Then stopped. Sorry, my earring.
Okay.
I even stopped watching her. You know, things like this happen when you're passionate about what you're talking about. I
Put it on. Don't worry. We are community. We know we
Should
wear earrings.
Let me take it out because I want to enter war with this Opum. What's his name again?
It's Opoku Ado.
Okay.
He is making his comment, and he said again, "Shame unto you, European women, for money sake."
Exactly. So that's why I'm telling you, this is a bitter person, because you cannot put all the women in one box and use those comments. He is bitter. Probably his wife chased him out because he was having an affair, right, left, center. If you look deep in his life, he's a very bitter man. So I think he should go to church and start praying.
Now you should go to church and start praying. Oh, well, this is his comment. Maybe if we activate the phone's light, we will be able to come on and share more of his views. Today we are talking about should fathers be celebrated, and we've been able to dissect between a father and a dad. Now let's narrow it down. In our community that we live in, many people are church goers, many people are Christians, many people believe in God. And when we want to, you mentioned something about domestic violence, and we want to link it up because we are celebrating our fathers on Sunday. We want to come back to that topic, that in case somebody is in a church going through abusive marriage, you know, and then they go and report it to their pastor or man of God and say that this is what I've been going through, you know, and the woman wants to come out or separate herself in order to be safe and the children to be insecure. Most of the times the decision from the church is the two go back, submit. How do we bridge the gap between an abusive father who is neglecting his responsibilities as a true husband or a dad to this woman, you know? How do we bridge the gap? Is it the right thing to do because we are celebrating our fathers and he is the father of the children? Should he be allowed to? How do you merge that together? Is the question clear?
Kind of.
And also, those online, you can post your questions. Mr. William Ofori, Elder William Ofori, we salute you. Pastor Kingsley Buedi, hey, man of God, we salute you. Thank you so much. Keep sharing for us. And yes, I'm listening to you.
First of all, I just want to backtrack a little bit what you said about, men, we don't want to shame you and everything. I think those men should be shamed. They should be ashamed. They should be called out. And then we will not have irresponsible fathers the way we have. The reason why those fathers are hiding is because we are scared to shame them, or we don't want to mention them. We don't want to say this. No. We should. We should.
Who should mention their name? Is it the wife or the church or the community?
It should start from because it's only the wife who will know what's happening in the house. The community wouldn't know unless the wife says something. So it should start with the wife. and then the community, and then if they're going to church or mosque, because we do have different faiths, whatever faith you're in, your pastor or sheikh or whatever they are should also mention it. So they should be called out. So yes, we are shaming you if you're a shameless father who just plants seeds and leave your children and don't take responsibility for your own children. Yes, we are shaming you, or I am shaming you, and I'm not scared to say that.
No, you are doing the right thing, because that is not the right way that to go. So our fathers, if you are listening to us and you are not taking your responsibility in your house, as a father, we are calling you out, and you need to change.
You know why I'm upset with this situation when it comes, and I'm happy because it's not all of them. We have good men out there, very good, which I've actually seen. We have very, very good men out there. But what I always say, if this water is full like this, right? This water is full, and then you only take this lid of sewage water and put it there, what happens? Everything is spoiled.
Everything is spoiled.
So, because we have so many good fathers, but those little that come and spoil everything. So now we cannot see the good fathers anymore, or the good dads, because this little has terminated the big that is there. And that's why you see that people are saying a lot of men, or men are this, men are dogs, men are this. It's not all men. We do have some that are very, very good.
Great.
Okay. But the ones that now here spoiling for others, they need to be called out.
They need to change.
They need to change.
Abusive
they
ones.
need to be called out.
Yes.
Then the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic, and it annoys me. Now, coming back to the UK, because we live in the UK, 74% of people, black boys in prison are black boys. 74%
74%,
in
which is
prison.
a very huge figure.
Huge. That is more than 74%.
It's a very, very, very
black
alarming.
boys in prison. Where are their fathers or where are their dads? Because they give birth to them and they disappear. They go and give birth to another one. They go give birth to another one. They don't care to be there and discipline the child, or show the child or lead the child the right way. So that's why we end up with all those black boys in prison, because their fathers did the runner. And you say we shouldn't shame them? Yes, we should.
We should shame them. For that one, I totally agree with you that fathers should be shamed. I mean, those who are not taking their responsibility. Because I like the comment that Olivia put. She said it should be Happy Responsible Father's Day. Happy Responsible Father's Day. Now the question is, should abusive father be allowed to father his children?
How? That's not even a question. Now,
because
there's a difference.
We need to, because the reason why I'm saying that is that, you know, I'll come to the second question that is coming into my mind, but I want us to tackle this first.
Yeah, so can I answer that?
Yes.
There's a difference between abusive marriage and abusing the children. That is where now, as women, we need to identify. I don't use our children as scapegoats, okay? Because women are very good at doing that as well, and that's a topic for another day. Now, an abusive husband can be only abusive to the wife, but very, very loving father to the children. It's different, because my problem with my ex, or my problem with the father of my children, has nothing to do with the children. This father can be a horrible father, but to a horrible husband, but a very good father to the children, a very good dad.
But don't you think that when the man is abusing the wife and the children, this man that we are saying he's a good father, which I know, because some of them are like that,
a good dad,
and they setting bad example, a bad precedent for the children in the house to also observe from him. Okay. And what makes it good in this?
Some men, when they're abusing their wives, the children are never there.
Okay.
They make sure that is now the dad that we're talking about.
Oh,
the dad who takes responsibility, because you taking responsibility doesn't just mean money. That's what people think, that provided is giving £50 here, £20, £100, paying the rent. No, it's somebody who always cares, TLC, tender love and care about the children's mental state of mind, their mental state. If the father or the dad knows that the mental state of a child will be disturbed, then this child will have mental disorder or mental illness. If the child sees me beating the mom, of course it affects the children's mental health.
Yeah.
So a dad is somebody who does not just take care of money side, financial side, but he takes care emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. This is dad who is there, whether they're together with the woman or not. You see some fathers or some dads, when the children are there, the woman will be yapping. He will not open his mouth. That's why the woman is, hey, this man, he's pretending when people are around, and because he's a responsible dad. Because His problem is with you, not the children and not other people.
Very good.
But the woman now wants everybody to see who this person is in reality. Why is he only beating me when the children are not here? Now I want the children to see. But that's wrong. Now it's your problem with him. Send him packing. Don't stay with him. Don't stay in an abusive marriage.
Good, I do agree.
Do not stay in an abusive marriage.
I do agree, because I was going to come on there, because especially with our Christians, women, with this Osinachi story that we heard is because he was in an abusive marriage, okay? If she had come out of it, she would have been alive.
Yeah.
The children, the man may not have been in the prison, and the children may not have been in their grandmother's house right now.
And those children, they're not even there is no education.
Education, yeah.
That was abuse from both Osinachi and the husband to the children. That was abusing the children from both parents.
But they were Christians.
Yeah, they were Christians. But were they Christians? Christianity is not going to church. People go to church. There are people who literally live in church, but they're not really Christians because they don't have a relationship with God. They have a relationship with man. And that's when women come and say, oh, you're talking about your husband abusing you, you're going to the pastor. The pastor is saying, no, you can't leave. And then you're going to stay. Who are you talking to? You're talking to man. Why are you... The Bible says
God has made them a father. That is why I'll come to that session of fatherhood. Okay? And then, you know that in churches too, there are rules and regulations. And
set by who?
Set by the man of God and the leaders in the church.
Who are they? Are they no human beings?
They are human beings, but they have authority from God to pastor the church. I mean, the good ones.
How many pastors do we have that are fake? Do they have authority from God to pastor that church? I don't have the percentage. Even if it's 1%, do they have authority from God to pastor that church? No, they don't. No. It's things that man put themselves and say, I'm a pastor, I'm a bishop, I'm an archbishop, I'm a this, I'm a this. Now everybody has to obey me. That is wrong. People have become lazy. People have stopped having relationship with God, and they have relationship with man. That is when the problem starts. If my husband is abusive, why am I going to the man of God and he'll tell me, seriously tell me, stay, and I'm being beaten? Is that a man of God?
In fact, this advice, you don't know how many times I've heard women in abusive marriage who come and tell you that my pastor said I should stay, and they think the only solution to that is to put the woman back into the hands of the abuser
and
in
pray,
the home
and
tell
pray.
them, and then they use words like submit yourself. I don't want us to divert. You see, we will talk about this.
No, we need to come back to that.
We need to come back separately and say that humble yourself, and they use that one. But we are talking about, can abusive father be a father to his children?
Yes, they can.
They can, yeah.
Yes, they can, because an abusive dad, he's abusive, but that's what I'm saying. Responsibility is taking care of your children. Have you noticed? I've seen when
women... But you should not just be responsible for your children alone, but to your wife as well.
But if you and your wife didn't have children and you divorced, what relationship do you have?
That's another one.
You don't have any relationship with the woman.
Yeah.
But if you have children and you divorce, you will always have a relationship with that woman because she's the mother of your children. But if you live and there were not children, there's no relationship whatsoever.
Yeah.
So the only thing that is bringing relationship here is the children. So the man needs to look after his children.
And that makes him a responsible dad.
It makes him a responsible dad.
And he should be celebrated.
He should be celebrated.
By the children?
By the children, and whoever is celebrating, if it's the church, if it's the community, they should be celebrated. And it's also, I don't think all this like Mother's Day, Father's Day, yes, is something that they've put there, but I think that is something that we ought to do. We ought to do it
every day.
Every day.
Good.
It's not that we wait, oh, that dad is very good because he's responsible looking after his children. That's his responsibility anyway. He should do it.
Very good. He should do it. When we talk about looking after your children, beloved, we are discussing about the role of a father, and should fathers be celebrated, and responsible fathers, of course. Okay, so when we talk about them being celebrated every day, which I totally agree with you, and on situations like this, that Mr. William Ofori says is a very important topic for discussion. Thank you so much. Oh, Queen Harriet, our own sister, she's sending lots of love. Omega for life. Sister Harriet, I do want you to, we celebrate you, my pretty, beautiful sister. Thank you for joining us. But we want to break down the responsibilities. Okay, we want to break down the responsibilities. Now we are able to know that somebody can be abusive, yet he can be a father.
Abusive to the wife.
To the wife, but a father to the children.
Yes, he cannot be abusive to the children. That is not responsibility at all. Because then, how can you say you're responsible to the children when you're abusing them? So there's a difference. But a man can be abusive to the wife, but still be a very good dad to the children. Still look after the children, take care of them financially, take care of them emotionally, but they're not together with the wife, because when they're together with the wife, it's toxic, toxic relationship. Probably from the beginning, there was red flags. From the beginning, there was a voice from God. This is not your wife. This is not your husband. But nobody listened, because at that time
they were in love.
Love. Okay? So because of that love, nobody listened to that still little voice. Now things have gone wrong now, because if you don't listen, this you see what the Bible says, it's better to obey than to sacrifice.
Yes.
But what do? We sacrifice a lot. Now when we've got to the crossroad and now the sacrifice now is not there anymore, now you have to make up your mind, am I going right or left? There's no way we can go together. That voice was there, but we ignored it. And now, because we ignored the voice, we want to sit there and suffer. And now, if the man, and this is again back to the women, some women, not all of them, but some, and most of them, because most women always use children as scapegoat. They know that this dad loves the children so much. You'll never see them. You'll never do this. Why are you using the children?
Because they are bitter. Because it depends on the relationship. Don't let's forget that the relationship between the man and the woman affects the children as well.
But don't forget that this man, anytime him and the wife are fighting or arguing or whatever, the children are not there, and this man makes sure those children are not around. But when now the children come back, the wife wants to make the children know that your dad is not what you think he is.
I know
that is wrong. That what the woman is doing is wrong.
But the men too, please don't be fighting with a woman that you claim to love.
Of course,
regardless the situation.
Of course, it's bad. That
because sometimes you never know. Maybe the woman knows some things about the man, especially he's flexing around, he's all over the place.
But that's not the point. We talk about children. No, we talk about children. But whether the husband is flirting, whether the husband has 100 women, the children are not supposed to know this. That's not their business.
I do agree with you, but it's we are human beings, okay? You need to be in the good state to connect this man who insults you but still wants to use you to the children. So
how is he using you to the children? He loves his children.
I know that one is there, but let's say they are separated. We are talking about should fathers be celebrated, and we are talking about how these issues arise.
So you're asking about abusive fathers, should they be celebrated?
Yeah. So then they are not living together, okay? And then you will need, maybe the children are not of age, they don't have their own phones that he can call them directly. So you still need this woman you are beating. This woman you are insulting, this woman you are disgracing, okay? You know that she's still the connection through her to the children that you love so much. Why don't you offer her some dignity and some respect, knowing that you also need her to get access to the children?
Your relationship with this man did not work out. So whoever was to
blame, and the man's relationship did not work out with her.
Yes, so the man's relationship did not work out. So regardless of what, now they're separated, right?
Yes.
So now we're talking about the ones that are separated. When they're separated, the man now wants to see his children. Yes, the man of course has to come to the woman to see his children.
Yeah.
But him coming to the woman to see the children, all he's doing is, oh, can I see the children? They have to co-parent. Co-parenting. There's something called co-parenting. So we agree that Monday and Tuesday, you come to the door, I open the door, you take your children, go whatever you're doing with your children, bring them back in the evening. So you have a plan between the two of you.
When there is that plan, a proper one by a mediator, between them.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what they should be. But the woman should not now say because the husband has children. The children should not know what happened between, because if you let the children know what happened between the two of you, they will hate their dad.
But some of them,
they will not respect
in front of the children.
Those ones are the fathers were saying should not be celebrated, because those ones are the ones that are not, they do not have responsibility, because they don't care about their children's mental state of mind.
Well done. So if you are not caring about your children's mental state of mind, my special guest, Lydia Tet Olet all the way from Kenya is saying that you should not be celebrated unless you change. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are talking to our men. We love you so much, but we don't love your attitude of abusing
your behavior.
us or the women in the home. So you need to stop. So today the topic is, should fathers be celebrated? Now I come to my question again. Why is it that when it is Mother's Day, the whole world, even before, everywhere, hey, happy Mother's Day, oh, happy Mother's Day is coming, my mother have to get it. Everywhere, even at workplace, you hear them talking about Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day. But when it comes to Father's Day, it's surprising that Sunday is Father's Day, but there is less celebration in the air, in the atmosphere. Why is it that fathers are less celebrated when it comes to Father's Day than Mother's Day? Even the enthusiasm, you know, the climax of these things, you don't feel it. You don't hear it. I've heard it once. Even I was the one who bring it at work to tell my manager that Sunday is Father's Day.
In fact, you're the one who told me. So let me ask you something. You're the one who told me. Let me ask you something.
Yeah,
how can you celebrate something that is absent? How can you celebrate something that is absent, something that is not there?
Yeah. Oh, great. Oh, sorry to interrupt you. We've got our father on the phone. Archbishop Frimpong Manso. Yay! Let's give it up to our father. Yeah. Okay, we welcome you, Daddy.
Hello.
Happy Father's Day in advance.
He should be celebrated.
He should be celebrated. Hey,
Yes.
this man. Hey. Happy Father's Day in advance, Archbishop Frimpong Manso.
Thank you. Love you, and Lydia. Well done. God bless you.
Thank you so much. You're gone, Daddy.
Cherishing men at this time. But some of the men are women, and some of the women are men.
Some of the men are women, some of the women are men. Archbishop, you brought another big argument to this studio. Can you
Because some
explain,
of the men
please?
are doing more than the woman does.
Uh-huh.
And some of the women are also doing some of the father's job. So that's why I say, because through my experience, I've seen that as a woman, they do more than being a man.
It's true.
Take care of everything. And the same thing applies to some of the men also. So we need to appreciate all of them. So, you know, God is a father and a mother and everything. So the one thing that the subject we said, men are not more celebrated because, you know, men doesn't have womb.
Okay.
And the womb prepares the baby.
Uh-huh.
The seed is planted by the man.
Mm-hmm.
The one who takes care of the seed is the woman, the womb man.
Okay.
And when God created Adam, he created the womb man. That's why it's called woman.
Mm-hmm.
The one who has womb. A man who has womb is a womb man.
Mm-hmm.
And because he carries the weight, the child for 9 months, no?
Yeah.
That's why she's so cherished. That especially the children always recognize. So if you're a man and you don't work hard, you are not the hard worker. If you are a man without taking care, working for that woman, then you are not a man. Because what God did from creation, God said a man have to go to and till the land
Yeah.
and come and seed. So if you are a man, you are not taking responsibility as a man, then you are not a man.
You are not a man indeed.
Some of the women carry the womb, but they do more than men.
Example, Archbishop, that is a very powerful point that you've made, and that is what we are trying to bring on board. That you've mentioned that some of the women are doing more than our men in the house. What are some of the examples? What exactly are women doing that men are supposed to be doing that they are not? That is making them like a woman is a man, as you said, and some of the man has become a woman by force.
You know, when you go to the Jewish community, you see all the women, because they are taking care of the children and everything. The women are not doing less, and the men are running around. Like when you go to our culture, men are taking advantage of the women. It's within our culture. But you see the Jewish culture, I've been going to Sanford Hill area, and I see all the women how the men are challenging them. Even they are not allowed to do anything. But the men are going to run everywhere 24 hours. So if you are a man and you don't go to the biblical principle and do more for the family, you are not a man.
You are not a man. That goes back to the point where Olivia raised that it should be celebrated. We said should fathers be celebrated, and he said that no. So I'm very happy that we've got our father, Archbishop Frimpong Manson, who is saying that if you are a man, you are not doing your responsibilities, you should not be celebrated. How can, Archbishop, are you there?
I am there.
Very good. That is a very strong point that you are making from a man's point of view. If it was a woman that has said it, somebody said to us that said some of the women are very shameless, they sack their men from the house. So you are making a very great, important point. How can we in our community, the men in our community, be responsible?
You know, that's the woman who made a comment. Maybe has experienced something because because God is a God of culture, and many of us has thrown our culture away, and that's why she's saying that I have a niece in Canning Town called Mary. She treats her husband like whatever it's like in Ghana, Africa. Take care of the man, because in Africa, you know why a man and the woman will go to farm, and the woman will be carrying the baby and the things and come and prepare food and everything, and treat the man like a god.
Yes.
When we come here, there's a cultural difference, but because of the cultural difference, some of them take an advantage. They take an advantage that whatever we were doing like Africa, you can do it here, but no. Here, because of the culture, God is a God of culture, you learn the culture of these people and do your duties. And some of the reason why a lot of men, before a woman throws the husband away from the house, there have been challenges, but we don't go to the genesis of it. It's not just like that, because some of them are, some of the men have become like hit and run men.
Planting seed.
And because of the culture thing, they are not taking responsibilities. Because we are in a system where women and children are taken care of. And so they are taking that as an advantage. It's not good.
It's not
good. So a woman going through that thing, you never experience it. Some of the women are overdoing it anyway by taking another advantage. But sometimes when something happens, go to the genesis of the story. But let me the woman always throw the men away. Sometimes go down the root and see what has happened. Some of them have to abort a lot of things. And when it comes out, that's why, it's not the woman throwing the thing away. Sometimes the men walk away to avoid responsibilities.
Oh, that's a powerful thing, to avoid responsibilities. You Bishop, thank you very much. Don't go away, you are still here. We want to come to, we've got Lydia in the studio here from Kenya, who is joining us on Community News. We are so proud to have you here. How can we make, if a man
Lydia is there to help you, apart from the Father's Day. The next time she will be talking about insurance, I know.
Exactly, we shall bring her on purposely for the insurance. I've told our viewers. But Archbishop, don't go. We are still in discussion together, and I would just want us to come to Lydia to say that if you are in a house whereby the man is irresponsible, what are the steps that you can take as a woman to get your man to be responsible and take care of the house? Because Archbishop is saying that some women are overdoing it. They are doing too much, whilst the men are relaxing. Like they I don't know whether it's the comfortability of just, I'm married, I've got a husband, that we are enjoying, or we are interested in our own well-being. How can a woman make a man become responsible at home if that man is not?
You cannot make somebody do anything.
Are you
They're
sure?
adults. No, you cannot.
You can't even persuade somebody.
No, you can.
Bishop, I'll come to you also. Please stay on there, please.
You can make a child do something, but not a man or a woman. And now that's the problem. When women stay behind and say he will change, I'll change him. I can change him. I'll do this. Maybe if I just dress sexy more, maybe if I do this more, if I cook more, if I do more. You cannot change somebody, and it's not your responsibility to change anybody anyway. Somebody who is good, somebody who is bad. Somebody who has no brains has no brains. Someone who is evil or good, that person is like that already. Somebody who claims they love you, they know that, oh, look at my wife. They can see. They can see my wife doing this, my wife doing this, my wife doing this. If that person truly loves you, they can come in and say, oh, sweetie, I'm cooking today, or I'm hoovering today, I'm doing this. Because exactly like Archbishop have said, if I know we're talking about men in general, not just African men. But now going back to like what the Archbishop said, we're going to Africa and we bring an African man here. He still expects everything that was happening in Africa to happen here. Don't forget here, we don't have, and that's why this man is talking about Europe women. He doesn't understand that in Europe, you are the toilet cleaner, you are the bed maker, you are the bathroom juice, you are the you do everything, and you also
go to work Monday
to Friday, and also make sure that you balance it so well so that your children don't suffer on the process. You don't have a house girl, you don't have a house help. It's only you, because you cannot afford one. Because life here is so expensive.
It's very expensive.
In the civilized world, like they call it. But even though this problem cuts across, but now we're talking about so many of our black people, because we come here and the culture shock and the culture this. Like Bishop has said, we need to learn the culture and adapt with whatever is happening. But the thing is, some people don't want to adapt. He wants to sit there, because if I was in Africa, I will not go and cook. I will not go and clean the house. I will not hoover. I will not do this. So he wants to sit there and do the same and behave the same way he was behaving in Africa and bring it here.
Which is not right.
It is not right. Okay.
Very good.
So we have that, and we also have the other one, that lack of communication.
Okay.
That one too is there. Lack of communication. All you guys have to do is sit down and talk. You're not making him do anything, or he's not making you do anything, but you can talking.
Very good.
You can talk, because the man might sit down and say, maybe she likes doing it, because there are some women who are very strong, so they just want to do. Sometimes when you tell somebody, oh, give me that, and the person is taking time, you say, you know what, do it. I'll do it myself. So some women as well are like that. They just like to do things themselves, and they're getting tired, and then they get worked out, and then their mental state of mind is gone. They transfer it to the children, they transfer it to the husband, and the house is in chaos.
And not just even getting tired, they become very old easily, because you have to also look good for yourself.
Exactly.
So very soon the man will be looking outside somewhere else,
But it doesn't matter. You can look good, and the man will still look outside.
I know that one is there, and then there is the other point whereby you look good, and also the man. You become excessively tired and you don't become attractive.
Yeah, but you're only attractive for yourself. You're not doing it for the man. You're doing it for you.
You do for you, but then people also see, so they compliment.
Yeah, but you're doing it for you. It's first of all, it has to be for you.
I do agree. But sometimes you encourage somebody to do that, and the idea of like you are being taken care of alone puts you in the mood of doing the right thing or taking good care of yourself, because we need to encourage each other. Now, thank you very much. You've made very good points. I want to go back to Archbishop Francis. Sorry, my father is my pastor is Bishop Francis Sapon. I salute him wherever he is. So when I mention, he knows him, so it's not a big deal. If you know Bishop Francis Sapon, you know that he and Archbishop Frimpong Manson are very, very close. So, Daddy, we've come back to you, Archbishop Frimpong Manson. Lydia was saying that you can't make anybody change. I asked a question. How can you make an irresponsible man in your house whom you are married to change? And she said you cannot make anybody change. And you being a pastor, an archbishop who knows, who deals with changes, and you know that the Bible says that we can win souls to Christ and they become changed. Is it possible that a wife can, through her behavior, change the man who is irresponsible? Because we want our community, the men in our community, in our home, to become responsible. Can it be done? Is it possible? She says no, it's not. Can it be done, please? Daddy, can you help us here?
Yeah, I think everything is a working process. A working process, because marriage is something, bringing somebody from the other side to the other side. The person has grown up to the level. He has come from a different culture and tradition, and you are going to be together like two rivers come together. They have, when you go to those Africa, when you meet the big rivers joining together, you see the tension. So there may be tension and everything, but 2 words is very important: respect and appreciate.
Respect and appreciate. But if you respect the man and you appreciate him, does it make him responsible?
It affects both people. If there's a respect and appreciation, it makes everything working. That's all. Because everything that there's a culture. Because the reason why the Adam called the woman, he said, "This is my bone to
Of
bone."
my bones.
You know what? But as Lydia says, to change somebody is even God. Even when you pray for somebody, it doesn't say go and push the person. The Holy Spirit that will do for you. Things that you can never change, but I said, adapt to it.
Yeah.
And like the child that who's coming to survive, if he doesn't want to survive, do everything. Take the child to everything. He will never survive. But the reason why is that when you are, the system of a car. When you are driving, we have highlights, we have dim. When you are driving like Loveland, you are driving last time through the wilderness and everything, you have to use a highlight.
It's true.
If you are two, calm down. You are joining together. If one is highlight, then you go low.
Okay, so that means when there is argument,
No any crash. But if 2 of you are putting on highlights, you are going to crash.
Okay, very good. So that is the reason why we don't get the changes that we need in our homes. Now let's come to this. Is our background affecting this? Why is African men in our individual marriages? Because we have lots of these community problems going on, okay? Is our background part of the reason why some of these men are irresponsible in their homes?
As Lydia said, adapting to the situation is okay. But if you are overdue, and because there are some people treating their wife like in the same African way and all this intimidating. When you go to the story and hear how they intimidate and treat the women, confidentially, a very presenter, one of the radio station called me one day that the wife had pushed him out, and his things was in his car, and I have to follow and go to the house. When I got there, and the wife told me the story, I called the police on the man because he intimidated the lady, used an iron to bend her, do all this thing. And this man goes to the radio and talk as a nice presenter. And I said, this is evil you are doing. And I said, I'm going to call the police on you because it's not fair. So when you go through the cases and everything, it's individual. The same thing, women are overdoing it because they didn't expect to get to that comfort zone soon. Because when they come here and the facility, the system favors them, they overdo it.
Very good.
Both ways. So it's advice to each and everyone. So
very good. Thank you very much, Bishop. We thank you so much. Let's take some few comments which will come on from our Facebook. Pastor Prince Boafo is on Facebook. He says, adaptability, communication must be understood by modern day fathers. So please, this is from a father to a father. He says, adaptability, communication must be understood by modern day's father. The street bishop, our own bishop, Stephen Tufo, says, great program, Omega Live TV to the world. Thank you so much. Big up to Bishop Tufo. We love you so much. He says, great work, Amma. Thank you so much. To God be all the glory. Now, Pastor Prince says again, respect is a great need of a man. Give a man respect and you will have his mind. How true is it? Give a man respect and you will have his mind. Does it work like that? This is a question to us. Does it make a man responsible? I wish we have our studio lines, but Pastor Prince, be ready. We'll bring you on community news to contribute. He says, respect is a great need of a man. Give a man respect, you will have his mind. But does respect makes a man responsible in the house?
Well, Bishop, do you want to say something or?
Yeah, Lydia, go to.
Yeah. So what according to statistics,
Yes.
they've always said that men desire or deserve or needs respect. Women desire or needs love
And affection, yeah.
and affection. So these two things go together.
Oh, please hold on. Street says that we need the studio number. Can we get it up and live, please? I think people want to contribute. Thank you.
Okay. So these two things go together. Now the problem is when a man is waiting to get the respect first before he can now give the woman the love, and the woman is waiting for the respect, is waiting for the love before giving the man respect. So you see now that's where the problem comes in, because this one is waiting and this one is waiting. Nobody wants to step down, and that's where Archbishop rightfully say that when everybody is up there, everybody's one person has to humble themselves and calm down and say, you know what, whether it's the husband or it's the wife, it doesn't necessarily to be the wife or the husband. No, either of them can just say, you know what, I'm coming down. But if all of you are in the first lane and all of you you're there, nothing will happen, because every time you're in that lane together, and that is not how one will crash. Something will crash, just like Archbishop have said. So it's the same thing. Men deserve respect, which is true. Men don't really care about the love; they want the respect. Women want the love, and that has been proven. But now, who is going to dish it first?
That is good. Who's going to dish it
Who is
first?
going to dish it first? Now that is where the problem comes. And then the man will say, you don't respect me. The woman will say, well, you don't love me. So it's just another crash. So one person with these two, one person has to humble themselves and give the other person what they deserve. And automatically, the other person will give you back what you deserve as well.
Well done. Automatically, you give it back. So you need to start with it. Now let's go to Archbishop. Archbishop, when you respect a man, does it makes him responsible? Please, if you can put your comments on Facebook, we are going to activate the studio line so that you can also join. We can have about half an hour before we leave the studio. Archbishop Paul Manson, when you give respect, when you respect a man, does it makes him responsible in the house? We need to know this. Thank you very much.
Yes, as I said, it's a working process, and somebody mentioned communication. Communication is the principle in this world, that because if you can never communicate, there's no any success. So if the respect comes, respect is everywhere. When you respect somebody, it's sometimes not everybody, but I think 90% people, they deserve the respect. And those who are aggressive are aggressive. Those who are aggressive will be aggressive. There are women who are aggressive, there are men who are aggressive. That is why even when I gave you the example of what happened, I went to the house and saw that this woman had been bullied, and I have to turn on the man and say, hey, it's wrong. Somebody have to tell you this. So it's all what the leader is saying is okay. But who goes first? Pride also take over.
Yes, pride.
Now calm down. Okay, if he doesn't want to change, I won't change. It's pride.
Yeah, that's it.
You can't get the solution if for the pride and everything. So it's all the principle about being humility and fear of God to bring to everything. Because marriage is not an easy thing. There's a lot of challenges. When you go through the stories of the past, and when you go through David's marriages and all these things, you see the story. How did Abigail enter to David's bosom? The husband was cruel, even not to give donations or charity. And Abigail had to leave him and to go to marry David. You know, so we go to the Bible with Christians, we learn what has gone through the past, and then learn it. So that's why I like Hebrews chapter 12, that we have been surrounded by a great crowd of witnesses every way and everything. When you go through their examples one by one, you can make amends and adapt to the better things. So that it's a working principle.
It's a working principle, and it's not like it's just one solution fits all. You need to work on yourself. Now I want to come to my other question, but before I go to the question, please, the studio's line is activated. The studio line is activated. You can call us right here, right now, and have your say, contribute. Should fathers be celebrated? The number, if you're calling from outside London or outside UK, is 044 751 3688 333. So you do the +44 and then you start with 751 368 8333. So please, the number is pinned on the Facebook and also on YouTube. And please, you can call us and have your say. Now, Sunday is Father's Day. That is why we've dedicated this program that should fathers be celebrated. And we've got a call. Bishop Tufo is on the line. Bishop, hello, Bishop. Hello, Bishop. Good evening, Bishop Tufo, the street bishop. We welcome you to Community News.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, we can hear you live and clear. Now, Bishop, over to you. Should fathers be celebrated? What are your points, please? We are here.
Okay. Before I start, I just want to say you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Continue the great work you are doing and serving all of us.
Thank you very much.
God bless Omega Live TV and God bless Archbishop Valencia. God bless him.
Amen.
This is a very, very interesting topic. Mm-hmm. Very, very powerful topic. For me, I think fathers should be celebrated. Mm-hmm. And the reason why they should be celebrated is because, first of all, they are our heads. Mm-hmm. God has given fathers to us as a model. That is why when we even pray, we refer to God as a father.
Okay.
So fathers must be celebrated. So God appeals to us as a father. But one problem I see is this: he honors the one ahead of him, mm-hmm. and he loves the one that submits to him, but he fights the one that challenges him.
Okay.
That is the problem we have. A man honors his head. When you submit to him, he loves you. Mm-hmm. But when you try to rub shoulders with him, he fights you. Because it is an inbuilt ego God has built in a man.
Okay.
Yes. So he honors his nature. He loves, that is why when a woman respects a man, mm-hmm. and the man is saying, sometimes the man operates like
yeah.
The man operates like a child. Because deep submission is like doing juju to a man.
Okay.
In God's way, if you want to do juju medicine to a man, if you want a man to do everything for you, a man cannot stand submission. Respect is a product of submission.
Okay.
That is the reason why when you even look at the royal family, look at their wives, look at the king. When the king is seen as a king, automatically a queen will get her position as a queen. But if a queen wants to be a king, then you get that fighting stuff. You get the problem, the heat. So what we say is that as God says we should love, men should love, women should submit. But we should celebrate the fathers. The reason I did a research when I was in school. The reason why so many young people are in jail, so many people are struggling in United States of America. My research told that because most fathers are in jail.
Yes.
Most fathers are in jail, and children are not able to receive father's blessing. Mm-hmm. There are so many mothers who would not want their children to get access to their fathers. I want to tell them that there is something spiritual that whether the father knows God or not, the word of the father works so much for the son.
But if he's not a good father, if he's not a good father who teaches the children bad words, trying to mislead them, should we allow that to happen in the name of being a father? We should be realistic over here, Bishop.
No, not the bad influence.
Okay.
Not the bad influence. But my advice, most of the things I've seen as a man of God is this. It is very, very easy for some women to transfer their battles with their men to their children. If he was a bad husband, it doesn't mean he will be a bad father. But sometimes we transfer our battles to our children. Your father was a wicked man. Your father was a this. Your father was a this. So you transfer hatred, generational hatred, into the father. Now the problem is that most children are not able to receive father's blessing. When we go through the Bible, which mother was able to release a blessing upon a child? So God is saying that we should what? We should be submissive. We should be humble. We should allow these fathers be a blessing to these children, to speak words upon them. Fathers give identity.
Yeah.
Even though Rebecca told his son that your father wants to bless your brother, why didn't Rebecca bless Jacob? That he said, I will show you what to do to take the blessing from your father. So it means fathers bless. There are blessings that fathers carry. We need this father's blessings. Our children are ending up in jail. Our guys are ending up in jail. The irresponsibility, majority are also spiritual.
Yes.
So we need our fathers at home. The devil is driving our fathers from the house. The devil is tracking our fathers from the house. So as we are tackling physical, we should attack spiritual.
Okay.
Because the devil knows the impact of the man in the home. When we were young, when we fool at home, your mother will say, when your father comes, you sit straight.
And then the child behaves straight away.
That is the thing. So the father is the rod of discipline at home. So your mother will talk, but when your father says, your mother says, when your father comes, I will tell him. You will sit straight. It means there is something God has placed on them. It is an authority God has placed on them. So I am using this platform to tell the fathers that we should take our place as kings, as prophets, and as priests in our homes. Bringing up these children in the fear of God, being responsible, allowing God to help us, and also to the women, pray for your men.
Pray for your men.
For them. Pray for them because you are their head. No matter how godly you are, if you are living with a man and the man is an occultist, you are under him. Because the Bible says the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the man is Christ. So the head of your husband, automatically, you are also submitting to who your husband is under. So pray for your man, that your man will fall in love with his head. This is my advice to women. Pray for your head. Your head is your husband. Pray to God that he will fall in love with his head. When he falls in love with his head, he will transfer the love back to the family.
Well done. That was Bishop Tufo. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much. You've elaborated and you've got a lot of points on board. But the last one that you were saying about if the man is an occultic, you have to submit. That one I beg to differ, because God says that we should love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Thou shalt not have any other God before God. So if you're a woman and your man is an occultic, you are free not to submit under that occultic bondage. Love him, cook for him, pray for him, but you're
still cooking for him.
I mean,
and you know he's worshiping the devil.
I mean, he's not abusing you, but you are living with him in the same house.
No, it doesn't matter. But he's worshiping a different God from you.
But you are not worshiping God.
It doesn't matter.
But it doesn't mean that when you meet somebody, you can give them money, you can show love. So food is nothing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, so you know this, your man is worshiping the devil.
Yes.
And you're still living with him.
That is the thing. Okay, let's say
Bishop
made the point that, I mean, if your man is an occultic, you have to submit. And I said, I beg to differ. But things like, you don't know some of these are women. The stories we hear, some of our women.
No, but that's why we need to create awareness through platforms like this. You cannot tell me that your husband is worshiping the devil and you're living with him. So what about the children? So what are the children going to worship?
That is the point, you see.
So you're going to tell your children, don't worship what your father is worshiping.
Yes,
worship what I'm worshiping.
To let me tell you, like Osinachi's story, you see, he knew the man was abusive. Still, she was living with him.
Yeah, that
Wasn't
was
she cooking for him?
That was a bad choice she made, because now he affected the children. Look at the
course.
children who is 12 years old. She can't even read.
Exactly.
And the children as well. You made those children beat their mom. Do you know the damage that those children are going through right now?
It is a big damage. But what we are trying to say here is that, I mean, when you cook, even though you have not separated, you are still in the house. For food, you cannot say...
But you cannot. I don't understand. This one I don't understand. You have children.
Yes.
One person is worshiping the devil. One person is worshiping God.
But
the husband is the head of the house.
Yes.
So who now takes the children to who? What do the children worship? The occults or the Christian?
The woman is taking the children to church, or they are both. They are all in.
So what if the man?
Same
No, but what if the man say, "No, I want the children to worship what I'm worshiping"? What do you do?
Then you leave.
But you don't want it to get to that stage where now the children have to choose between worship what their dad is worshiping.
Let's forget that, you know, there are some people who are dealing with this right now, and we need to educate them that it's not the right environment for them. And
that's what we're saying.
Of the woman.
But that's what we're saying. This is creating awareness and education.
Well done.
You cannot. It's the same thing. We have men who rape their children, and there are some women who say, "Yes, I'll still stay there because he's my husband." You cannot allow children to be in that state.
I do agree.
There are some women who still stay. That is why we're here to create awareness that you cannot stay under a man who is raping your children. And I've seen where women have stayed. I've even seen a woman telling me, "Yeah, but I'll stay because this woman was doing my hair. I stopped going to that salon just because of what she said." She said, "I will not, I'll take my children out of the house. I'll take my child out of the house, but I'll still live with my husband because he's my husband." I said, "Stop doing my hair."
And who will be raising the children?
She said she'll take her children to her mom. She'll take the children to her mom, and she'll still stay with the husband. But how many women are reasoning like that? And if the women here are saying that if your husband is worshiping the devil, you can still stay and be cooking for him. Now we have children. These children, if the man say, "I'm taking my children to," that's why even the Bible say, if the two are not in one accord, they cannot walk together. If your husband is worshiping the devil, you cannot stay with this man
together. Okay, we will come to that. We treat a topic separately so that we don't lose focus. Because as you are talking, I have lots of questions and out of Bible quotations for us to discuss and dissect. And we need Bishop on a topic like that. We have to bring him on. It will be very, very interesting discussion. But today, Bishop
Archbishop.
Archbishop is coming on very soon, and very soon we'll be closing. We want to say a big shout Father's Day on Sunday. And you are welcome to Community News. The topic today is, should fathers be celebrated? This is part 1. We will come with part 2 because I can see that it's very, very hot. We will come with part 2. But before we go on to do the last question is that, do we learn to be responsible? Because some were not brought up in a responsible form. So they may not know how to be responsible. The last question we're going to leave, okay, is, can a man learn how to be responsible, and how does he learn it, and from who?
Yeah, you can, because it's the same thing like when they do this marriage, when you don't even know this person. People learn to love each other, and they actually love for real. They learn how to love one another because it's a choice. Love is a choice. It's not a feeling. Because if it's a feeling, a lot of people will be divorced. Because today I feel like this man is annoying me, so now I don't want him near me. But it's a choice that you have to make every day. So it's the same thing as when they put two people who don't even know each other to love it, to get married. They learn to love each other, and then it's a choice now they make that we want to learn. So it's the same thing as responsibility. You rightfully said, some people are not brought up. They don't know what responsibility is.
They don't have anything
because their dad, like Bishop just said, some dads are in prison. So the father is in prison. He doesn't have any father figure to replace. He doesn't know nothing. He knows nothing, and then now he gets married. And then he finds a wife who is saying, "Oh, but you are a head of the house." He's never seen a head of the house in his house.
The house before. So they don't even know what the head is.
Means. He doesn't know anything. He just thinks, my dad is in prison. And all the fathers I've seen around have been useless as well. I go to my friend's house, the father is reading newspaper, the father is doing this. I'm going to this friend's house, the father never does this. So because there's some communities and society that we live in that is the environment itself is toxic. Forget even what's happening in the house. So this person don't know what responsibility is. Yes, they can learn. They can learn, but it's something that you have to be willing to learn. And that's why I said you cannot even change somebody, because the person has to be willing to be changed. An alcoholic has to be willing to stop being an alcoholic. A drug addict must be willing. So everything we're doing in life, we must be willing to do it. And it's a free will.
Thank you very much. What a good note. It is a free will. If you are irresponsible, be willing to be responsible. Now we have Archbishop on the line. We're going to, okay, great. Thank you very much. So Archbishop will come here next week. Okay, if you are irresponsible, you can learn how to become a responsible father. Even if you are a woman and you're a single mother, you are playing the role of both a mother and a father. God bless you. You can also learn. And you should be willing to accept that I need help in this area. Read books, buy books that will help you. Listen, if you go to YouTube, research to good, speakers who are dissect on these topics, and educate yourself, because there is power in what you keep inside your mind. And there is a way to be responsible. So today, we want to thank, as the time is going, this is part 1. Trust me, Sunday, we will do the Father's Day, and next week we are coming back with part 2. And Archbishop is okay. Our Father Archbishop is on, and we want him. We don't want to go without not hearing from him. And Archbishop, are you there?
Yes.
Very good. So the last question to you is: can a man learn to become responsible? And afterwards, we do our greetings and we leave the studio. Everybody will bring their greetings. Can somebody, a man, learn? You know, some people grow up without no role model. They don't even understand what responsibility entails. What is my role as a man? Can somebody learn who doesn't know? Okay? Illiterate. Can he learn to become responsible and be great and better in the house?
Every area in the life we can learn. We just, as we are born as a child, we grow. So it's a principle. We grow, we learn. You learn in every step, and then you can adapt to. So it's good that we discuss all these things. People who are watching, listening to it, you can make a change. Everything, and the help of God, we can reach our promised land. Good. So fathers, they need to be celebrated, but they have to be responsible.
They have to be responsible. I like that. They have to be responsible. Thank you very much. Archbishop, can you bring your greetings? Who do you want to give a shout to as we go? Then we come to Sister Lydia, and then we come to the end of today's community news.
Go for everything for today, which the community news has been able to come for the team, Omega Life team, who have worked hard, and also for those who have been watching and sharing this, which are very nice for us, because this message has to reach everybody. And also thank God for the guest today. We have Lydia.
Yes.
So special. Yes. I think she has a lot of gifts God has given her, and the blessing for you to come to community to appear to be part of our guests, Omega Life, and we pray that what we intend to do, the advice and good work we are doing, we will have time to communicate to the community, and also to Lovely Amma for standing in tonight. I pray for your husband and your children. Amen. As you go home safely. And also today is the day the Lord has made. We are standing here to wish all fathers the Father's Day celebration. We pray God is our Father. So every father has to be responsible.
Yes.
Thank God for everyone who's watching tonight.
Thank you.
Greeting everywhere. If I'm going to mention it, we are not going to. So
I know.
I'm just.
Oh, thank you. It's such an honor to have you. Don't go anywhere. I'll come to you. But Sister Lydia, can you wish? Who do you want to give a shout out to for the Happy Father's Day this coming Sunday?
Happy Father's Day. Okay, for me, I'll just say Happy Father's Day to all the responsible fathers out there. The non-responsible fathers, I'll say they deserve nothing.
Nothing.
But the ones that are responsible, yes, we give a shout out. Happy Father's Day. And Happy Father's Day to Archbishop.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day to our producer in the studio. Shout out, Happy
Shout
Father's Day.
Bossy.
And Happy Father's Day to all the men that I know out there. In fact, I know a lot of men who are actually good fathers.
Oh,
they're very good, to be honest. So I give all of you kisses, flying kisses, and Happy Father's Day to all of you. And to my Kenyan community, I cannot go without saying Happy Father's Day to my Kenyan community. Only responsible ones again. Only responsible ones. I say Happy Father's Day. And before I go, I don't know if I'll just use your platform to just talk about
Of course, the party in the park for Kenyans.
Yes,
go ahead.
So we have Kenya and Friends in the Park that was meant to take place on the 25th and 26th of June. That is in 2 weeks' time. But we had to postpone it to 23rd and 24th of July. And I said I'll come back and do a story why I feel this is so important. You know, when that war in Ukraine started and everybody was like, what's my own? It's not here, it's not in the UK, it's not in Ghana, it's not in Kenya. But it has affected so much that right now in Kenya, I don't know how it is in Ghana. If you're applying for a visa, it takes 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks to 4 weeks, you have your visa. Now it's from 6 to 10 weeks before you get a
longer.
visa.
That's what we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah,
We
and they
need to
didn't
talk about that.
they didn't tell us that. So it's just when you've applied, after you've applied, and then they tell you, I'm so sorry because of Ukraine war and the backlogs with COVID as well. So we had Sauti Sol, who was also meant to perform on the 25th and the 26th, and they're very big. There is a very big band in Kenya. So them too, they've cancelled, and it's because of the visa problem. And I know a lot of people are upset because they've spent their money for tickets, for hotels, for accommodation. We are so sorry. That's all we can say. But we'll see you again, 23rd and 24th of July, Kenyan Friends in the Park. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I want to before we go, I want to give a big shout, Happy Father's Day to my husband.
Yay!
My husband, Mr. Ofori. Thank you for the opportunity you always give me to be out here to do what I do. Without your support, I can't come out at all. But he is a responsible father.
Amen to that.
So thank you so much, Mr. Ofori. A big shout to my bishop, Francis Sapon of CCBC, my father, Reverend Edward Esumi. He is also from Calvary Charismatic Baptist Church. All the pastors, Apostle Justice Kofi Annan, Bishop and Bishop Mercy Wood. I mean, the family of them. Bishop Tufuo, we wish you a happy Father's Day. And most importantly, to all the responsible men out there. And finally, to my host, Archbishop Frimpong Manson Semenshia. I love him so much. You see, Daddy, I'm blowing you kisses from here. Happy Father's Day to you. You were not able to come today, but you join us from your home. We love you so much. And next week, we are seeing you here live. And also to our producer, what can we do without Mr. Joe Kobina, the CEO? You know, when you have the CEO of Omega Live TV supporting you, you know, hey, thank you. We love you so much. You are doing a great work. You are still here. And we want to say thank you to you. To all the mothers that are playing both roles, Happy Father's Day to you. You deserve it. Keep it up. You are doing a great work. Keep it up. Don't put yourself down. We love you so much. And from here, Omega Live TV, Community News, I want to say a very big thank you today. Our special guest from Kenya, Miss Lydia Tet Olet.
Yes.
His name is so special. Hey, Abofudi. When I say Abofudi, like proper English name. We are so proud to have her here. She is an insurance advisor. We are designing a program specially to talk about our insurance, and she will be right here with us. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You have been a blessing to us and the community. You can see all the comments keep flowing. Then we say thank you all the members, all people who join us on Facebook. Pastor Prince says a man can be responsible by learning because life is a daily lesson. Good. Fathers must be celebrated by their children. Yes. So all children, please make sure that you celebrate your father. From me, lovely Amma, from our special guest Lydia, from Archbishop Frimpong Manson on the Zoom, we want to say thank you so much. Make sure you celebrate your father this coming Sunday. Happy Father's Day. Can we have the music on the background, please? Thank you and bye-bye to you. Thank you.